Welcome to the 1000 Club podcast, where we believe that behind every woman there's a tribe chanting, yes! We call our tribe the 1000 Club, and every other Thursday we invite you into our VIP section to chat, console, shoot the breeze, or inform. Find us everywhere, including Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and Facebook. And remember to follow us on all socials at 1000 Club. Hello. Welcome back to 1000 Club's recap of the Amazon Prime hit special, Harlem. Yes. So today, as you all see, we are giving you Harlem realness. So really excited to get into episode 5 with you ladies. Let's just begin. Episode 5, boundaries. A lot of things are happening, and we're going to talk through them. So, when we first start the episode, we see Camille and Jameson. They wake up together, and she's late for work. However, there's a conversation when she tries to use his computer because she notices, I assume, what she sees is like her profile up on his screen. And so my question to you ladies is, do you think that is stalkerish? We know Camille's take. Camille says, do you not get how stalkery this is? Is it stalkery?
Go ahead, Christy.
No, go ahead.
I would say in today's day and age, no, because how many of us has looked up or investigated someone prior to like meeting them? But I guess in this instance, I would still say no, because I think he did it with the intention of trying to find out more about her to plan something nice. So I don't necessarily think it's stalkerish, because I mean, like, that's what social media is for.
Yeah, I agree with Courtney. I mean, I think it's the intent behind it. And I think Jameson's like intent was in a good place. So it wasn't stalkerish, but I could definitely see how it comes across like that. Cause it's like, bro, cover all your bases, like close out the profile so that it doesn't come across like that. So it could come across like if I was to see that, I'd be like, that's weird. I probably would be asking the questions Camille did. But it is sweet that he like did his research, and that's how he was able to find like what she likes and where she would be. So it was sweet. So the intent behind it was non-stalkerish.
Mm-hmm.
I see I'm on mute. So for people that are listening, the blank spot is me on mute. So yeah, I agree with you all. I don't think it's stalkerish at all. After all, Camille did give him her Instagram. She did not give him her phone number. And if we remember when our boy Lorenz Tate used the number on the back of Mia's check to find her at her house, we were all like, no, and so for me, that is, similar and even less stalkery because you actually gave him access to your profile than that. So yeah, I don't feel like that was stalkerish. I feel like for her to see her profile up on his computer is also normal because you gave him your account. What did you expect him to do? Like, was he not supposed to look at it? That is how ultimately, he contacted you. So, and y'all just had sex after the first night. It could have been up. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been up for him to send you the DM and he just ran out and never left it up. Like, I don't know. I would, that would make me feel a little better than like trying to cover all the base, because then I just feel like it's okay, just be honest about your intentionality, like I don't know you that much, but I wanted to show you a really good night, and so I found some things that I think you might be interested in. Y'all know I'm Team Jameson. That is my type. Like, yes, show me the attentiveness, get it together, and just do it. Be assertive and find a way. Like, he's super resourceful.
What is it? The fine Jameson? Is that
no? He's scrumptious. Okay, he's scrumptious.
Okay.
Okay, because fine is Tyler Lepley. Okay, okay.
Sure is.
Yes.
Sure is.
So Jameson is scrumptious, just good taste, smooth like a bottle of Jameson. You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
my question for y'all, in addition to that, is have you all ever done a deep dive before meeting someone? And if so, elaborate.
Mm.
So, okay, yeah. Don't judge me. So, I do a very deep dive into someone I just meet. Like, I'll Google them. I also have really good investigative friends that can find out anything about anyone. But also, and if anyone's listening that I am currently either dating or going to date, just FYI, I do actually look them up in the justice system because I have access to it. So I do like a deep dive into that too. Or like I have a friend who works at the court system. So I'm like, can you look this person up? But
Mm.
yeah, I've done that before. I
You
still
mean
do it.
like via Google, because we know that it might be a conflict of interest or illegal to use the federal and local systems to look up someone's record.
No,
But
it's
some
not
of them
legal.
are publicly accessible.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She looks up
Mm.
through the publicly accessible
Mm-hmm.
records.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not through the systems. Right.
No, yes.
Okay.
The publicly
Mhm.
accessible system. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. 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 What about you, Christy?
I guess same. If I was like, if I, especially if I met somebody like through a dating site, then or app, then I would definitely check out the Maryland court case search. At the time, I was living in Maryland. I would look at, Facebook, Instagram. I would see if we had like anybody in common. Especially well in Tinder, I think you can kind of see when you have like people in common. I don't know how it is now, but I know back in the day you used to be able to see like if you had common friends or something like that. And so if we did have like people in common, that would make me feel a little bit better about the person. And then I might even like ask someone else. But yeah, I would definitely do a search before I met somebody that I met through an app or online. Other than that, like if it was somebody that I knew or like if I met like out and about and I didn't really have any contacts to like look them up, I probably wouldn't. Like if we continue to date, I probably would, hit the Maryland court case search. And then if it was like somebody I knew from like a mutual friend, like, I would talk to the friend about them or talk to other people we knew in common about them. But I definitely believe in doing your research on whoever you're going out on dates with or dating.
Really quickly before you go, Rashana, if you look someone up now, if they've taken out a PPE loan, you can see all of that information on Google.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that until yesterday.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah. Um, Yeah, I think in 2022, 2021, 2020, it's an expectation that people are going to look you up. We know that we are in an increasingly closer world every day. There are less than 6 degrees of separation between most people on the planet, I've read. And that was a few years ago. So who knows what it is now? And so, yeah, we have access. We're looking you up. Do you find it weird if you do look somebody up and let's say you look at the Instagram and they only have like one picture? Is there anything when you're doing the deep dive that you would consider a red flag other than a criminal record? And that a red flag? Don't all go at once.
I don't think one picture is a red flag. I think it depends on how recent that one picture is and if that person is active on social media. So I wouldn't think that that's a red flag. I would think the type of pictures they post, like aside from the one picture, if this was a person who posted more, the type of pictures could potentially be a red flag. So like they have a lot of pictures with a lot of women, or if they have like a picture with one woman who keeps coming up in their pictures, then I'm questioning like, what's your ties to this person? Are y'all still together? Like, what's going on here? I think what I think is a red flag in social media. Yeah, just mainly like the type of pictures that they post and whether it's consistent with who they are.
Yeah, I think one picture is a red flag for me, unless like you're new to the account, just because I feel like that feels very, that to me feels stalkerish or trolly, because I feel like you're on there to do what, right? Like Instagram, I mean, I know everyone has their different intentions. There are a lot of people who are on social media just to watch everyone else and never share anything about themselves. And that feels, like unreciprocated usage of the site, like so, but I know people have the choice to be able to do that. But yeah, one picture for me whenever I see that, even if I get friend requests right now on social media, if you only have one or two pictures and you've been on there for a little bit, like, yeah, no, because that just does not feel open, that does not feel like you're here to show your face in the book on the book, and it doesn't feel like you're here to really share your life on Instagram. I'm trying to figure out why. What exactly is it that you are doing, and what high do you get from being on here to watch everyone else and not like participate? Like that feels weird.
So, real quick, my husband actually does not have any posts on Instagram, and he has like over 400 followers, and that is crazy to me because he does not post anything. So, yeah.
He has no
Yeah,
pictures.
Popular.
no. He has no pictures, no posts, but he has like over 400 followers.
But let
Yeah.
me ask you this. Wait, let
I
me ask
might, I might think he's a bot. Like yeah, I don't like. I would be like, yep, nope, click.
wait, let me
Unless
ask you.
unless I knew, like, oh, this is Christy's husband. You know what I'm saying? But like, nah.
But then I do because my mom is on Instagram too, and she doesn't post
I know.
anything. So I do see like people join because they want to watch, but they don't want to
Hmm.
engage.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's also why I don't follow your mom. Sorry, Miss Cooper, but I don't follow you for that reason because I feel like what you know what I mean. Like you're watching me, but I don't have the same access to your life. Like not nah. I'll call you girl.
Wait, do you guys think that not having any type of social media presence, period, is a red flag? Because Christy, you said your husband doesn't engage on Instagram, but maybe he has a Facebook and that he's more active on Facebook.
He's not.
I was about to say he ain't really active
So
on
yeah, he's
Facebook.
not active on Facebook
he's
either.
not. He's not a
Okay,
social media.
but he
Yeah, he's
has a
not. But
social
he
media.
has like every social media platform, but he doesn't really post. And it's crazy to me because he has like lots of friends on Facebook, like he has followers. So I'm like, it's crazy. But I've typically dated guys who haven't been active on social media. I actually prefer a guy who is not active on social media. That's just my preference.
Mm-hmm.
So it wouldn't be weird or off if, there was a guy who wasn't active on social just because those are typically the guys that I have dated. That's my preference.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like it's a red flag not to have it. Yeah, I don't think it's a red flag. It is a cause for further investigation, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not a red flag just because people have their different reasons for why they don't. Their jobs might prevent them from really wanting to have a social media presence. They just may not be into like sharing my life publicly. Those who are my friends who know me know what's happening, and that's it. So yeah, that's not it's not a red flag. It is a cause for investigation. But and when I say that, I don't mean in terms of like really trying to do a deep dive because before there was social media, this is how we met people, you know. Um, so there's that. But if, I have had this experience where someone on social where I could not find someone on social media. They said they were not on social media. And then y'all don't know, but I'm Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Check the record. Okay. I will find you on something. Okay. Because everyone has a digital footprint at this time. Um, and upon, further research, right, I find out that that's actually the person does have a social media, and they may have like a screen name or something like that that they're using that is not their name. And so stuff like that, definite red flag, immediate cut off, because I don't like the lies. You know what I mean? I don't like the lies. Also, in terms of things around posting, is if I see like smoking pictures, that I don't like that. And it's not because I'm necessarily against people who may partake in, marijuana, but if you take a picture and that's part of what you're showing, to me, that says that that's something that you enjoy doing often, right? Like that is a part of your life. And that don't, no, that's a little too much usage for me, right? Pictures with like bottles in your hand, don't like that either. So those two things are red flags. Um, yeah, those two things I would say are red flags. And I'm also going to add this here, and we can talk about it. I don't care. If you have like a bunch of pictures with a bunch of white people in them, that's I tend to not swipe on you because I don't know, you know, yeah, it just feels like maybe our values or our thoughts on things that are very important to me might be different. And I know that that's an assumption because you really never know, right? There are a lot of Black people that float in white circles that um, are very down with the cause and in touch with who they are. But yeah, that's a no go for me. That's a no go for me.
Swiper, no swiping on you. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm also I don't like online things. Let me say that. So I have a lot of little things because I just don't like the idea of it all. So I'm like a very, very picky swiper. Um, because I don't have that human interaction to really get your vibe, and I'm trying to figure it out through like 5 photos and potentially 2 lines of a bio, because most men, they don't write like a full bio. You know what I mean? Like that's just really, really difficult, and I don't really like it. So, speaking of doing deeper dives into people's lives, this episode, as I said earlier, is called Boundaries. And we see a lot of those boundaries cross. A lot of the questions we have around, like, what is a red flag? Is it always a red flag? What's a green flag? Is it always a green flag? And many unexpected connections, right? So, we have Quinn and Sean, our caramel stripper. We have Camille and Jameson, Ty and Anna, Camille and Ian's mom, Camille and Ian, Ian and Mira, Quinn and Mira, and also Camille and Nora, her student, now the lead researcher on the project. So, in order of how they appear on the screen for this episode, we're going to start with Quinn and Sean. That is an unexpected connection. What do y'all think in terms of just like, having this set idea of, as we just talked about, what it is you're looking for, how you look for that in today's day and age, and this unexpected connection between the two of them? Y'all are
I'm
y'all
here
so
for
quiet
it.
today. Speak with us.
I'm here for it. I mean, Sean seems like a good guy. I love how he, connected her to Mira for a business opportunity to make a good chunk of change that's much needed. I like how he just came right in. Is this the episode
Yep. But he
where
just comes right
when
into
she
the
went
house.
to the retirement party?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I like how he just like came right in. He meshed well. Like he was able to
Had a
just
few plates.
yeah, have a good time. He didn't have to be by Quinn's side. Like I feel like he's a good guy for her. I know she will struggle with what his occupation is and him having a son, but
And living at home with grandma.
he seems like a good catch. Hmm.
I said, and living at
What'd
home
you
with
say?
grandma.
Oh yeah, that too. But I mean,
She said, oh yeah.
he seems like he seems like a decent guy, better than all the other guys that she's been on dates with.
For
I
sure.
will, yeah, for sure. I will say this is a classic example, and I believe I said this. I think we started this conversation episode 4 of a nickel looking for a dime. Because while personally I would not want to engage with someone who lives at home and from what we at least from first appearance, he is not like helping to necessarily like co-support that home. We see it more and still very much like a parental child kind of situation. The way his room looks and all of that, which I don't know why she wouldn't question like, why does your room like this? But then again, she was just there for fun, right? So she probably didn't care that he lived at home in the beginning. Um, I think I agree with you exactly what you said, Chris. I think he is a good match for her, and I think that just because she lives in a high um, wage building and has this job that seems very fruitful that gives her access to people who might be like high earners or things like that, or not rotating in the circle of a stripper. She herself is not a high earning. She herself is being supported by mommy and daddy, from afar. So I do think that it actually is a perfect match for the two of them, um, just because to me, they're in the same class. It just looks, their lives look different, which is alluding, I believe, for Quinn.
I would only add to that to say I think the beauty of unexpected connections is you might find something really good in there. They don't have to be forever, but like the fact that he was able to connect her to get that high paying, you know, contract, even though there's some controversy about the person and what she's doing. I think it's good. Like sometimes you get really good things out of like unexpected connections, and to that point though, they're both in the same class and all of that. I think in that moment he did something for her that was really good, and she probably wouldn't have been able to get that if she didn't. If he looked like maybe the guy she was looking for the
Hmm.
first couple of episodes. So.
Yeah, and even more than the connection too. Like he had a really good conversation. They had a lot of things in
Mm-hmm.
common. He made her breakfast the next morning. You know what I mean? Like there was an immediate connection that made him say what his real name was. For them to have that. And at the end of the day, girl, at least you got somebody with a good body, good stamina.
And
So
yes, the sex was probably really good. So there you go, girl.
I that's better. All right.
You said it was.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
right,
Didn't
yeah,
you?
you still
Mm-hmm.
saying like so much so she forgot her grandma's necklace that she cared so much about, right?
Right.
Um so we talked a little bit about Jameson's intentional practices, but Jameson and Camille are also an unexpected connection in terms of how they meet through a work event. What do you all think about Camille and Jameson?
I like them together. I like Jameson. I feel like he's a breath of fresh air from Ian. I think Ian is just we just see a lot of um, messiness with that situation. So to have Jameson come in, he challenges her in a good way. I think they enjoy doing a lot of things together. He supports her and asks her like really good questions about like, how do you feel about this or what do you want your life to be? So I think he's good for her. I like it. I'm excited to see how it plays out throughout the rest of the season, but I like Jameson. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. Actually, I'm here for Jameson. I'm here for Sean. I'm here for Anna because they are the opposite of what they are all used to. Like they are that unexpected connection. And I think it is that breath of fresh air that all of them need. So I'm here for all of these unexpected connections.
Yes, I'm interested, Christy, as the married one here on this podcast. Was your husband an unexpected connection for you?
I think it was unexpected in the way that it happened because it happened at like a time that I did not expect, right? Like I think that it
Mhm.
was just like, we were in a long distance relationship, and so when we met, it was like, well, he was also from my past, but so it was like when we reconnected, it was like, this isn't going to work out. Like, I'm not interested in doing anything long distance. But as it progressed, as we kept like FaceTiming, then I was like, I could probably do this. So that was unexpected. I think just from like his background and just because there was that like familiarity there, that wasn't unexpected because I felt safe. Like I felt like this was somebody I know just because he was familiar. But and the way that it happened, it was unexpected. And even though like I was dating at the time and I was definitely, open to receiving someone, it did happen at a time where I was just like, okay, like this didn't it happened where I wasn't like really, I think it happened in an unexpected way, I will say. It wasn't
Yeah,
like the
so
typical,
unexpected
like, I'm going
timing.
out on dates. Like, it wasn't like the typical, like, I'm going out on dates. At the time, I was on dating apps. I wasn't, like, out and about when I met someone. Like, it wasn't unexpected in that way.
Yeah, so unexpected timing, but you weren't unexpectedly like attracted to him.
Right, I
All right.
guess.
Think about it. If you we can circle back. Okay. Next we have Ty and Anna, right? And we know that in the last episode, we see at the end she's affirming Ty with her new haircut. In this episode, we see that okay, they're going on a little dates. So this is another unexpected connection. What do you all think? And specifically with this question, what do you all think about the questions that Ty is asking herself about Anna in terms of is it okay for her to be an advocate, specifically creating an app and safe space for Black queer people to meet each other and connect without having to explain who they are culturally to now unexpectedly be very attracted to Anna?
I mean, I think it's very responsible of Ty to be asking her these questions as the founder of an app that is for queer people of color to find love and it's specifically like for them to find love with each other. And then she is very much feeling this white woman. And so it's very responsible of her because, she wants to herself promote what her business stands for, but she also wants to be able to date whoever she's feeling. And I don't think that has anything to do with her race. It's just that they go out like she's less of the Instagram model influencer. She's more of like her equal. And she has a genuine good time with her, but she just happens to be white. And so I think that she should ask herself these questions, but she's going to have to be comfortable with the decision she makes, whether she stays with her or whether she breaks up with her, she's going to have to be comfortable with it, and she's going to have to explain it to the people who use her app. She's going to have to, unfortunately, she is going to have to explain it because, people who use her app, they're kind of going to be looking to her to be that model of like queer POC love, right? Of finding that love. So it's responsible of her as a business owner.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's really good that, excuse me, she's asking herself these questions. I think when you get into any type of interracial, intercultural, whatever relationship you're in, when the person doesn't look like you or doesn't have the same cultural experiences you have, you ask yourself these questions. I do think what I hope happens is Ty becomes more confident in herself and who she is, and hopefully she can get that from asking herself these questions. Like, I'm making this app, but the people, like Christy said, the people that she's used to dating are not like this. And Anna does bring something else out of her, and she's happy with her, but she is white, which is a really big deal because of who she is. So I think it's good she's asking these questions. I think it's also good that she's asking herself, or I can't remember if she asked herself these questions, but like, what does Anna have that she wants? And can she find that in someone else if really the issue is Anna being white and, that's a deal breaker for her. Anna brings some really good qualities. So what is it that Anna brings that she actually enjoys? But I do think it's interesting to see it play out as she continues to grow in her business and she continues to grow in herself, just finding love and what that looks like.
Yep. Yep. I agree with everything that you all said, and I think it would be what I was looking for a little more from Anna, as she mentioned, she has her blind spots. And she said, but, Ty is making a coward decision because we see in this episode that this is when she decides to cut it off with Ty also. Seems very short lived. I mean, cut it off with Anna also. I would have liked to see Anna be a little more understanding. I know that her feelings were hurt, but I would have liked to see her just be a little more understanding. But that goes back to exactly what Ty was saying, right? That like I created this app because I want people to meet people where they don't have to explain this and they're not being called a coward because they have to consider this, right? And so that was interesting. Next, Camille and Ia's mom, and I have one simple question for you ladies with that. Is it okay for Ian's mom to still be inviting Camille to the retirement party, have Camille's picture up on the wall, and Ian is currently engaged and about to take over the family estate?
So I recently found out that my high school ex, his grandmother still has our prom picture in her house. And he is married and has a family. So I thought that was a little odd, but I guess because of the time, like I think their picture was like a graduation picture, so it's a big time in their life. But I do think it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit. What's the word? It's not cool because he is engaged to have the ex there, especially because I think mom knows that there's still something there between the two of them. So probably that's why she's inviting Camille over. But I would have declined. I'm sorry. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. I won't be there. I'll send you a gift. Congratulations. But this is just not. And I would hope, that it would be the other way around, for the guy that I'm dating, or if I was engaged, that, his family wouldn't invite somebody either.
Yeah, it was very much shady. It seems like the mom was really trying to start some stuff. Then talking about Ian ain't gonna be there. She knew daggone well that Ian was gonna be there. But it's weird because it's like at first it seems like she is trying to like get them back together, but then she makes the announcement about them taking over the brownstone and everything. So it's like, is she trying to get them back together, or is she just trying to look like the loving future mother-in-law and all this, like whatever. It's weird to see where her intentions are, but it was not appropriate being that Ian is engaged. Now, if he did not have a girlfriend or was not engaged, then it would have been fine to invite Camille. But I do also realize that mothers and girlfriends can sometimes create their own relationship. But I agree with Courtney, like that could have been a situation where it's like, I'll send you a gift, wish
Mhm.
you
I
well
take
in
you out to
Florida,
lunch, just you
but
and I.
yeah, we can do
Yes.
our own private thing. But
Hmm.
I see why Camille went because she thought Ian was not going to be there. So she was deceived
She knew
in
Ian was
that.
And
gonna
she
be there.
exactly she went because while she convinced herself that Ian was not going to be there, she hoped that he was going to be there because she's still in love with Ian. And her mom knew that by how Camille answered her in the store about why you ghosted mama. You know what I mean? All of that was like mom's way of being able to be like, there's still something here. Come on to my
Mhm.
retirement party. And as we see
Mhm.
at the retirement party, which is the next kind of unexpected connection, which is Ian and Mira, right? Mira doesn't exactly fit into Ian's world at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, so I think the mom probably knowing what their goals were to live in that brownstone, I think she needed them to come back to home base, which is the house that she probably
Mhm.
spent a lot of time in to see that. Because one thing I'm not a mother yet, but one thing that I feel like moms and their sons have, I feel like mothers really do know when you found the person, even sometimes maybe even more than the individual, because it's just that bond. And so I think that while she would have accepted Mira, and she is, Mira, there's nothing wrong with Mira. You know what I mean? I think she knew that Ian needed to give Camille another chance, and by Camille's answer, she needed to give him another chance. So, yeah, so that is my take on Camille and her mom, or Ian's mom, and also Ian and Mira. Like they I don't know, they don't fully seem like uh I can't fully see the immediate connection, but sometimes that doesn't mean there's not a connection there. All right.
But
Um,
wait, even
oh, go
that
ahead.
speech that Mira gave about like,
Right.
oh, he wasn't like typically what I
Nothing.
would have gone for. I
Nothing at
was
all.
like, I was like, you're pretty much like clowning him. And then I mean she did turn
At
it
his parents'
around.
house in front of
And
the
then he
screen.
had the nerve to get mad at Auntie Bev. Okay, darling, for being like, all right now, girl. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Right. Yeah, she was a little out of line. So I was like, it's interesting like how they even connected and like what like because I don't even see them complimenting each other, but she did turn it around. But I was like, how you gonna play him in front of his own family?
And that's your husband. Like, this is the person you say you want to like. Yeah, I think Mira has some alternative motive with Ian. I'm not sure what it is. We don't really get much of a backstory on who she is. So yeah. What do you all think then, as you all talked about earlier, Sean now connects Quinn to Mira to make her sustainable wedding dress. What do you all think about Quinn accepting that offer?
I mean, Quinn needs that money. I get it. And I mean, that's a lot of
That's how I
money.
felt. I was like, get your money, Quinn.
It's a lot of money. I feel like, I mean, maybe out of respect for Camille, maybe she could have said, oh, like I want to hear, she could have told me, or like, I want to hear more about your idea. Let's arrange to meet or whatever. And then that would have given her time to talk to Camille and plead her case of why she needed this business opportunity. Because I get it, like, that's your friend, right? And I guess it does look some type of way, like you're the friend designing the dress of the ex who you're very much still in love with, like wedding dress. So I get that, but at the same time, she needs them coins. So she needs
She
that
needs
bag.
the money.
Yes.
I think Quinn needs the money. So shout out to Sean for putting her on, because he knew that she needed the money. And he was like, "Oh, you need this? Let me hook you up with somebody that I know can get that for you." I think I do agree with Christy though. I think I just I don't think she should have had to ask permission from Camille to do that, but because Camille is still very much entangled with this Ian situation, I think she should have maybe like immediately went to her and was like, "Look, this is what's happening. This is what I'm going to do. I just wanted to let you know because you're my friend." I think if she would have done that, that would have been fine. But I don't think she needed to ask permission. Girl need that coin. Sean hooked that up. She was willing to pay the money. So
I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, when it comes to my business, if there's ever a business decision that I need to make, I'm not considering y'all about that. Regardless, because
We have been notified, Courtney.
okay, because this is my business. If you want to talk after it so we can discuss why I made the deal or whatever, that's fine. But I'm not pausing. I'm not potentially going to lose a client and lose business when I actually needed to have some conversation with you, because you're the one that dragged me here to your ex-boyfriend's mama's house for her retirement party knowing he's engaged. That like, come on now. Like, I'm not doing that. Also, on top of that, Mira has done nothing wrong to Camille. Ian is the problem. So if like, it'd be different if we're cool and I'm about to work with someone who has harmed you. You know what I mean? Then yeah, I think that's a point for consideration. But Mira has done nothing wrong. That girl is just out here living her life and would love to have this dress and wants to give me $25,000. Camille, the fact that you can't be happy for me is exactly what and I can't remember Whoopi Goldberg's character's name right now, Dr. Pruitt, is exactly what, Dr. Pruitt feels about you. Like, you're just so out of touch, and you feel like everything is about you right now, which I think everyone gets into that phase sometimes in your life when just everything feels like it's off. You feel like there's nothing about you and you make everything about you. And there was supposed to be a conversation following afterwards, but she talked to another friend first. I believe they met up the next day. And that's where we end this episode with the ladies watching some interesting reality TV satire and having a conversation about all of the unexpected connections that they even have amongst themselves. It ends with people storming out, and that leads us and will lead us into episode 6, where we are going to talk all things apology, cuffing season, big nigga season, and further explore the progression of some of these unexpected connections. So with that said, ladies, we are going to cheers to close out episode 5. Clink, clink.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.